Next thing I know, I'm jumping out a shorty window in front of a bus stop full of people, son.
Yo, y'all should do a podcast for real.
Yo, but like, what would we call the podcast though?
Boy, I don't even know, but it got to be something that represents us. Look, man. So here's the thing. Yo. First and foremost, welcome back to another episode of So Here's the Thing podcast. I want to give a shout out to my nigga St. P. Pages.
Deniro
Bossa. My voice messed up, so bear with me. But check out their new single, NYC Bully. It's a dope track. It's episode 69.
Yeah, man.
Shout out 69. To the Batiman them.
Shout out to one of the most underrated sex positions, in my opinion.
Yeah, I wanted 69. To ask you about that. Like,
it's underrated, man.
Yeah, into that.
I mean, I've done it.
Yeah, we all done it, but like, is that a go-to?
It's no. It's if it come up and it just present itself, I'll do it.
Not to deviate too much, I did it one time and ended up picking the girl, so we were standing up.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it when you get a girl light enough for that.
Yeah, stand up.
That's key. You did it standing up.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. Anyway, how y'all doing?
Yeah, we talked about this, bro.
Yeah, we ain't talking about it here.
I'm tired. I got a headache. Like, I don't even want to be here.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Two.
Minus the headache, same.
Yeah, JP straight. I had me a weekend.
Son, me too, son.
But other than that, I'm alive. We moving.
We love y'all, because this episode was this close to being canceled, bro.
I want to follow up one thing from the last podcast. I was having a conversation post-pod with a few listeners, and they asked me something, and I answered in time, but I want to hear y'all response. You know how we was telling the Rob stories?
Right.
All right. So one of them asked, does it still count if you get robbed and you go back and get your shit back? Yeah. Like, does the robbery still count?
Yeah,
still count. So it's not like a wash?
Nah. You got robbed because that happened.
Right.
That's something you
could
can't
just
take
always
away.
lead it with, but I got my shit. Same thing like that time when niggas tried to scam you.
Oh, yeah.
But you got your shit back. And
they scammed
you
me.
always tell a story like, yo, I got scammed once, but I got my shit back.
Yeah. Rest in peace, my nigga Skills, man. That nigga's cold. I tried to turn 100 to 1,000. Niggas got my bread, man. All right. You know how I start off my shit, so I want a scenario real quick. I got like 2 scenarios I want to ask. Shout out to the podcast, and then we had sex. Just married a couple. But they asked something that I want to ask y'all too. If you have sex with your spouse in the church y'all got married in, you think y'all going to hell?
I think I'm going to hell for many other things.
Yeah,
that could be one of them. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that being a problem. Well, no. Here's the thing. Now this is going to religion. We are lucky enough to have one of those good religions where if you ask for forgiveness, it kind of washes away. Not all of them just is cool with that.
That's true.
Speaking of that, I think they got to change that.
Change the religion or the one?
They got to change that because, like, I'm gonna get spicy. Fuck it. Like the Catholic motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Imagine
they can't keep playing with little boys
and then go, yo, God forgive me. What?
You can't just get 4 Hail Marys and call it a wash.
Like,
you just play with little TJ.
We getting canceled any day, son. I'm telling you, son.
I'm just saying they gotta start putting certain things as irredeemable. That's all I'm saying.
I think I said it before, but they need to change the rules a little bit. Like, they need to write a whole new book. there's a lot of stuff that shit.
See, that's the problem in the beginning.
Yeah.
We keep trying to write this book. The more we let more people touch this shit, it just been getting worse and worse.
The Bible we got today, the Quran we got today, all that shit stepped on, bro. Like I was having a conversation with my Muslim homegirl, and I was like, I don't understand a bunch of shit y'all do, but what's funny is it's all one religion, but the niggas on the other side of the world that practice the same religion don't even respect y'all niggas
At all.
So it's
At
like,
all.
so I'm like, how the fuck y'all still down with this shit? Whatever. And speaking of spicy shit, the gays is out today.
Oh,
Shout out to
man.
the Batiman them.
Yeah, they out there.
So
Wow.
this episode just went Pride Month. It's just all that correlates today.
Look, man.
Shout out to y'all, though,
If
for
you
real.
gay, you gay. That's
I
the
got gay
thing.
god brother. Anyway, the reason I brought that up is because they do something, the gays. Yo, look into it. I promise you we're not getting canceled. But the gays have perfected something that I want to highlight for today's episode. And that's weaponizing their beliefs and making change, right? I was watching
Okay.
I was watching the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case.
Yeah.
Y'all familiar with it?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Shout out to my man Johnny D. But in the case, there was some discovery that came up where she was saying and doing some of the most horrendous shit, right? And we don't know the particulars. Some of this could be warranted. Fine. But in her, like, clapback, she kept saying the words, ain't nobody gonna believe you anyway. Right? Then you look into, like, the seriousness of the case. This bitch was shitting on his bed. This bitch was cutting off his finger.
Yeah, a lot of things happen.
All type of wild shit. And when he tried to protect himself, yo, ain't nobody gonna believe you anyway.
Right.
Fast forward to the Blac Chyna Rob Kardashian case. Y'all familiar with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same exact situation. This bitch tried to kill this nigga and say, nah, I was just playing.
Right.
I wanted to ask if y'all ever been in a situation, you know, spare the details if
Can
it's
I ask a
crucial.
question real quick? What does this got to do with the gays?
Because they weaponize things and work for their favor. So I want to know if y'all been in a situation where you weaponized.
I really feel like using the word weaponize is gonna get us in trouble.
I get what you mean.
I know what you mean.
yeah. So-
And you're not wrong.
Have you ever been in a situation, both male and female, where someone weaponized an emotion based on an action that happened to them that y'all did to them, or vice versa? Have you did something where you was like, yo, ain't nobody gonna believe you anyway, and went on that?
I don't think that happened to me like, I don't think someone said it.
What you mean?
I think the situation happened, but I don't think the person said it. If that makes sense. Like, I don't, like, as you know, I've had someone just claim I hit them for no ass reason.
Oh, yeah.
But she ain't go, oh, I'ma just say this, nobody gonna believe you.
Okay.
That was kind of extent of mine where I was going. It's similar situation where it's like, I'm gonna tell people you hit me and they're gonna believe me because, you know.
All right. Aside from obviously going to court, how do you combat something like that? How do you fight against that? Because you're playing with two things, right? You could be playing with the court of public opinion. Then you could be playing with the court of law, depending on how far they want to go with it, right? Luckily for us, with the situation you're talking about, it just went there. I mean, I got in trouble-ish. They told me to put my gun up and shit in the safe. And I couldn't leave the room. No, I could have left the room. I just couldn't do shit else.
But that was also because we was walking around with the guns in the hallway.
That's true.
Wow, that's just.
That's true. But yeah, how do you combat that? Like, how did you combat that? If it was to get out on a public forum,
I don't know, because it didn't go there. Like, luckily for me, I was with the one nigga who know my character the most. So when Shorty went to his room and just was like, yo, he hit me, his first response was, you sure? Or I think
yeah.
it was like him. And then he asked, like, yo, you hit her? And I was like, you know, he didn't heard me get upset and go, so this bitch said I hit her?
You said, I mean, well, so if it hit like a public platform, and again, this never happened to me or whatever, but if it hit like a public waves and stuff like that, I'm not doing anything. Like, I'm not gonna say anything about it, especially if I know it's not true. Because again, I feel like we kind of dig a hole for ourselves sometimes in general, like in any situation. Like, if you know wholeheartedly something ain't true, you don't have to entertain it.
Right.
And my thing is, all right, if it goes to the public or whatever, okay, cool, people gonna have their opinions and they're gonna ask on my character and stuff like that, but where's the proof? Like, until you can prove that I actually did this or this is really how my character is, I don't care. I'm not saying anything, and I'm just gonna live my life regular. Like,
why I agree with Dre is because I feel like we have a lot of instances, like we see with like celebrities and situations, where them defending themselves makes them look worse.
Yeah.
Right. The Tory Lanez situation.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Like, I think for some situations, the best thing to do is not address any of the public opinion. Because the public opinion in reality is irrelevant. The issue is what the court of law says.
Yeah.
Especially if it gets that far. But I do understand why people do defend themselves or speak out, is because their livelihood sometimes can be affected and be on the line.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if your livelihood is not affected and not on the line, and it becomes a public matter, like Dre said, just say whatever you want, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna entertain, because a lot of times arguing and going back and forth could position your personality a certain way to make you look like the person capable of those things, because you're willing to go back and forth with this person about it.
Yeah.
So the reason I started with the gays is because it could be easily painted if you say something and a negative a negative thing towards them. The word homophobic could be placed on you, right? And it could just stay there. So I wanted to know, like, how do you fight that with class? Like, how do you fight that with grace? Because something like that really could be a stain. And aside from getting blown by a gay nigga, ain't no real way to prove that you're really not gay.
I mean, listen, my thing is, how do I word this? I can honestly say, in my lifetime, do I think I've done and said homophobic things? Absolutely.
For sure.
I grew up in the 90s. I've absolutely.
Yeah. A few F-bombs here and there.
Yeah.
More than a few. More than a few. What I will say is that I think the way to handle it gracefully is the way I handle it now. Whereas if I say something incorrect, or I say something out of pocket, or I say something that's not politically correct to that community, I'm more than willing to be open to be educated. But what I need you to understand is educating me and like berating me are different.
Right.
If you're just like yelling and screaming, trying to get your point across or whatever, or trying to come at me, I'm going to ignore you and walk away. Not because you're gay, not because I don't feel where you're coming from, because at the end of the day, gay, straight, black, yellow, brown, whatever, we're all humans, and you're going to talk to me as a human.
Facts.
I feel like that across the board. Man, woman, whatever. You're going to talk to me as a human being. And if you're not going to talk to me as a human being, then we don't got to have a conversation. And I will simply say that. Like, yo, if you're going to talk to me like a person, talk to me like a person. Tell me how you feel. Tell me where I went wrong. I will even apologize or whatever. And I will know going forward. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and let you berate me and then come apologize behind that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, I kind of had a situation like that at work where I, through email, like I addressed somebody with the wrong pronoun.
Oh, okay.
And they like email back like, hey, like I would appreciate it, like if you actually like pay attention, you should actually address me as such. And I just took that as like a teachable moment. I didn't really like the energy that they came with, but it was like a teachable moment, like to, you know, pay attention, because that's something that's really important to them. And, you know, they're living their life, they're going through their changes and stuff like that. So you should respect that at the end of the day. So it was a mistake, but it was also like a learning lesson. Like, okay, you gotta pay attention, you gotta be mindful with, you know, with the things you say and stuff like that.
I fell victim to it numerous times where I might talk without the consciousness of who I'm around. So I might say some regular Jermaine shit and then gotta go, oh shit, my bad. And then the person not knowing who I really am or how I really am, or that I could really care less your orientation. And I had to find myself like explaining, like, nah, it's not meant that way.
Let that go. That's fucking up my headphones.
Oh, it's fucking up mine. That's why I was holding it. Like when I let it like this, I don't got no.
Oh yeah, when you was holding it, it's stopping mine.
But good. All right. Yeah, so I find myself fighting and combating the storyline, the narrative more than I wanted to, because the person just didn't understand who I was. Back to the original thing though. We discussed on a public platform, right? Now, if it's amongst friends, cause we all have friends that we're closer to than others,
Wait,
right?
before you move on, you want to get canceled or not?
Let's get canceled, bro.
All right. Here's my beef. I'm cool with whatever you want to be. I'm cool with whatever you want to do. I really could care less. That's not my business. At a certain age, at like 20, I realized people gonna do what they want to do and it don't affect my life. Here's where I always have an issue. Don't get mad at me if you are dressed as a stereotypical woman and you look like a stereotypical woman and I go, hey ma'am, and you go, my pronoun is they. How the fuck would I know that? Like, I'm not saying you can't correct me. My problem is when you get upset about it.
Oh yeah.
Like you get mad, like, oh, you should know better. You should ask someone their pronouns. You should do this. You should do that. I saw a woman walk up to me. So I said, hello, ma'am. I could have said nothing. I could have said, fuck you when you walked up to me.
Right.
I greeted you how you would greet a normal human being. And you chose to get upset about it. If you want to pull me to the side and go, hey, look, by the way, just so you know, my pronoun is whatever, this and the third. That's very different. I will, sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Going forward, like, we have a pediatric patient at our job, right? And this patient has a transgender woman as a mom.
Okay.
And you ever seen Community?
Yeah.
Remember the dean from Community?
Yeah.
Imagine the dean in a dress. Dead serious. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny.
I seen the dean in a dress.
All right, cool.
Community.
All right, cool. So that's how this person comes into the job, and that's fine. And one day she came dressed like in just like a sweatsuit. Mm-hmm. So I was like, hey sir, da da da. So nice. Pull me to the side. Hey, da da da. My name is such and such. My pronouns are she, her, da da da. Had a whole nice conversation about it, and ever since then, every time I see her, because her child is a long-term patient, I see her around the building when I'm walking around. Oh, hey, how you doing, ma'am? How's it going? Da da. We have a whole thing. How's your son doing? Like, it's not a problem. But my biggest thing is don't just come off being angry, because I'm not good at guessing.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to.
That's my biggest thing.
You should greet people how you see people until you know otherwise.
You know. Yeah.
But continue what you were saying. My bad.
Nah, it's all good. I wanted to know, we addressed the public platform, right? I wanted to know now, amongst your group of friends, we all got friends that we're closer with than others, right? That's fair to say?
Yeah.
So now, what if you hear or see some wild shit your friends do, or heard a story that your friend did a rape, some wild shit.
You said a rape?
Yeah, some wild shit. But you know this person.
Yeah.
How do you advise this person, or what do you do in that situation? First off, like if it's a rape stained on your man's name, what do you do?
Didn't we have that happen before?
We had a few close calls.
No, I'm almost sure we had that exact situation, but it was false.
Right.
It was false.
That's what I meant about close call.
But
because the word is out there, and for all the people that she told, initially that stain's still on his name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, no longer, because she ended up telling the truth that she lied.
Right. But in the interim,
yeah. I don't even know what I did in that time. I just kind of, I think both of us, we were kind of really close to that person and the situation, so we knew what it really was. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really much to advise. It was just, we was just standing with our man just because we knew the situation. But I think in a scenario, if you're not close to the situation, like the whole situation, you don't know all the details, you just got your man's word,
right?
I think you should try and have a serious conversation, and I do think you should defend your friend until otherwise proven guilty. Because how would you know unless your friend just told you the truth?
But that's my point. How do you know that's the truth? Besides the bias of that's your friends, are you gonna just ride with them?
No, but that's what I'm saying. The truth, honestly, at that point, like how I would handle it straight up like this. If I'm not close to the situation, I don't know how everything played out. I just heard my friend's version of this. Like, hey, I'm going to court because Shorty said X, Y, and Z. I would have a one-on-one, face-to-face. Like, I need to look you in your eye. Yo, bro, what happened? If you tell me nothing happened or that didn't happen, I'm going to ride with you until proven otherwise. And then once proven otherwise, you nothing to me. Because I gave you the opportunity to tell me the truth. Because if you would have told me the truth, I would have been a friend enough to be like, yo, my dude, you gotta take the consequences that come to this. Yeah. You gotta put yourself in a situation to get better because you did some fucked up shit.
Right.
But if you didn't tell me the truth, I don't want nothing to do with you at all.
Yeah. I agree with you 100%. The only thing I think a little bit is different for me is I wouldn't defend my friend like to the person that is accusing of the rape.
Oh wait, to be clear, let me clear that up. Sorry. I feel like there's a difference in defending your friend and saying the other person is a liar.
Right.
Like I'm never gonna, if I only have my friend's word, I'm gonna take my friend's word and ride with them in the sense of that's my boy, I'ma see you through this.
Yeah.
But I'm never gonna publicly just go, nah, Shorty lying just because my friend told me she lying.
Right. Nah, I get you. I would ride, but I wouldn't want to undermine what this girl is claiming.
Absolutely.
Like I don't want to undermine that because that's already a problem overall with this kind of stuff already, with people not believing them. So, but yeah, just like you, like if I'm close to the situation, if I was in that situation, I would want y'all to check me, like. And really try to get to the grid of like what's going on, like what happened, like you know what I'm saying, like really get the story, like, and again, if it turns out to be true, then I gotta separate myself from that situation. That's some serious shit, you know.
I hear that, but it's like, what if I don't feel like telling you at the time? Like, what if the stain's on my name and I just don't feel like talking about it?
Cool, that's fine. You just gotta put it like this. If I give you the opportunity to tell me the truth, and before we find out for sure this is true or not, you don't tell me the truth, I don't want nothing to do with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't gotta tell me right then and there. But if at some point before it is for sure comes out this happened or didn't happen, you come to me and go like, look, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is what happened, blah blah blah. Because at the end of the day, we may not end up still being the closest people or nothing, but as your friend in that moment, I'm gonna check you and tell you, bro, you have to get help.
Yeah.
You have to do, like, I never want to see I don't even say black. I don't want to see people in jail, bro. I feel like jail don't fix nothing.
Nope.
I think in more cases, jail creates more hardened criminals than it does help people reform. But I would tell my friend in that situation, if he told me the truth, like, yo, this did happen, you got to take whatever time come with this, bro. Don't fight this. Don't go back and forth. Cop the plea, whatever you got to do. But you got to take whatever come with this, and you got to take this time to get your shit right. Because you got to understand this shit is not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. Like, I feel like, well, let me understand. I agree wholeheartedly. But I feel like as a person in it, if I know I didn't do it, but I can't express that, how do I get my friends to just ride with me blindly?
I mean, I think that depends on your friends. Because my thing is, I don't need you to... When I ask you to tell me the truth, I'm just asking you to tell me the truth from you. So if you tell me nothing happened, bro, I don't know what she's talking about. This did not happen that way. And you tell me the story beat for beat and be like, yo... Because what people don't understand a lot of times is sometimes... Like I always say, two people could be in the same situation and view things differently. Mm-hmm. We've seen... Oh, no, you weren't there that day. I've seen a situation where a friend of mine was doing moving a certain way with a female, and the female took it way left and different than what he was really trying to do. And it blew up, and I told both of them, like, yo, both of y'all are wrong. Like, yo, because I understood where she was coming from and why she felt how she felt. And I understood where he was coming from, where it was like, that wasn't my intent. But sometimes, yeah, just because you don't have bad intentions don't mean you can't hurt people.
Right.
I had two questions. What happens now if I look you in your face and I tell you the truth? First off, let me clear up. I'm not going through this.
Yeah,
none of my friends are going through this. This is just how my mind works. It's just something that's been on my mind. What if I look both of you in your eyes? You both know me really well. Shorty accused me of rape. I look y'all in your eyes and say, I didn't do that shit. I don't have any details, but I didn't do that shit. I have no evidence to back me up, but I didn't do that shit. And then, y'all feel the sincerity from me, but it's just y'all. Mm-hmm. So we go to court and I get found guilty. How do you proceed? Because I'm going to go take the time like you said, but now that stains on me. I didn't do that shit. You know I didn't do that shit.
People get wrongly convicted all the time. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. But how do you as a friend consult me now? Because like you said, I told you the truth. I didn't bullshit you.
Yeah, but you can't give me the truth with no details.
You asked for the truth.
No,
You said I gave you the opportunity to tell me the truth.
True, yeah. Like,
here's the
But
truth.
I said what happened was my question.
I'm gonna tell you what happened.
That's what I'm saying. Those are details. Because
what I'm saying is I don't have evidence to back me.
I don't care about evidence. What I'm saying is if you can tell me what happened beat for beat, and I can even go, damn, I understand why she felt that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Or why she felt intimidated or whatever she felt. Even though I know you didn't mean it that way and I'm gonna ride with you, at least in that truth, I can be like, damn, I'm riding with my man. I know he didn't do that. I know he didn't mean nothing in no way, but I completely understand why she's going the route she's going.
Yeah.
And in that thing, and if you get found guilty and there's nothing we can do about that, all I can do at that point is be your friends. Money on your books, come see you, talk. Like, that's all I can do for you in that time.
Right.
Yeah.
But how would you look at me?
I mean,
I want to look at you no different.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we talked about this a couple of times. Like, so, like, if I come and I ask you straight up, like, did you do it? If you say no, I didn't do it without the context, I'm still gonna ride with you regardless, because based off like what we built and how we deal with our friends and stuff like that, we go off of each other's word, right? If that's what you tell me, that's what I'm running with, and that's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? But the context,
Privately.
yeah, privately. But the context is important. The details is important because again, like Two said, that's kind of gonna
For public.
yeah.
Yeah, but also for me.
For privately also.
Okay.
Like we'll get to that. I'm still gonna want to know the details down the line. We'll get to that conversation, but initially on that first interaction, no, I didn't do it. All right, cool. You deal what you got to deal with. You probably going through some stuff in your head
Absolutely.
that you got to
But at
process.
some point, I need to know
Yeah,
everything.
but at some
that
point we
happened.
got to sit back down again, and I need to know like what really happened, bro.
A play by play.
Yeah, like what happened? Because I need to know why she's arriving to this
Conclusion.
to this conclusion, and then we can talk about it. I could tell you, okay, hey, this is where you messed up. This is where she messed up. This is where you could have been misinterpreted. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about having a
Yeah,
conversation.
because even if this situation cannot be solved, what we can do, like he said, point out these things where in places you went wrong for future situations. Like, yo, bro, this is the type of thing you can't get yourself in again. This might be where she felt threatened or whatever, and you have to be aware of that going forward.
Okay. The second thing now is we go through the process and boom, we go through the process and I'm proven not guilty. Do you guys now help amplify? Do we go on a tour? Not a tour, but do we go out and just blast that, yo, this nigga was proven not guilty? Like,
Nah.
take this thing.
I don't think that matters, because at the end of the day, what I've learned is the accusation is always a lot louder than the verdict.
yeah.
I got that from the T.I. situation specifically, with the rape thing and him and his wife, and he lost so many deals and all that shit. Him and his family, because they took Family Hustle off. They're not even like showing reruns anymore. So that's money off his table, right?
Yeah.
All for an accusation, like you said, that was very loud. How do we like reconcile that? Not we, but if we were in that situation, how would we want to reconcile it?
My problem is,
Like, do we fight the network?
well,
Do they have an obligation?
it depends on what your fight is. Like for me, my biggest problem in that scenario is the justice system. There has to be repercussions for falsely accusing someone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really a problem, and this is not just for women. This is for men, women, whoever. If you falsely accuse someone of something and it comes up that you falsely accuse them,
You should be punished in some
there
way.
has to be some sort of repercussion for that. You can't just walk away like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That is the biggest problem with this, because the minute, I personally believe, this is a personal belief, the minute they start saying, all right, if it comes out you falsely accuse somebody, you're now facing the time that person was facing.
A lot less accusations going to come
But
out.
what I will say is I understand why that's a slippery slope, and they won't do that, because there are a lot of people who have positions of power and they use that to win these cases. And then now this person not only was victimized, but now is going to jail because this person had better lawyers and more resources to prove them wrong.
That's what I was saying with the first situation. It's like, I can't prove that I didn't do this shit, but I'm telling you I didn't do it. If someone got the money and the power to prove that I did this shit, or, bend the evidence a little bit in their favor, then I'm fucked. So now how do I deal with that?
You just deal with it. I think the best thing we could take from this conversation is we got to make sure we don't put ourselves in these situations, bro.
But all right, boom. I'm glad you said that, right? I'll be a little personal in my situation. I had a situation where my man was messing with this shorty. Shout out my son Snoop. He was messing with this shorty. Shorty wanted me to kill. He was mad young. This is years ago.
Color's nasty.
She wanted me to spank it.
Yeah.
That sound better?
Yeah, nah.
So she wanted me to kill, right? I killed. She wanted me to keep it on the low. It just so happened she didn't tell me to keep it on the low. So I talked to Snoop. Like, yo, bro, I'm leaving now. I just did that. I just handled that. She get mad and go tell this nigga, yo, he forced himself on me. Right? I had no way to prove otherwise. But Snoop knew that I was going over there. And he knew I was leaving. And he saw the text messages with the invitation.
Yeah.
Right? So it was green lights all across the board. But the very time, the first time she said, yo, he forced himself on me, it's like I felt defeated. Because I'm like, son, I don't know who she could tell us to. All this shit.
That's a tough situation.
Yeah,
because it ain't really this. And the sad part about it is, there's nothing you can do about it.
I just like the way I fought it was just like,
and
I look at her now. I go, you know what happened.
This is what's the most fucked up part about it. As much as it is it's a shit situation for men when it's a false accusation. I'm okay with it being this way overall. Because the niggas who do this shit deserve everything that come with this shit.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, like, it sucks for the people who are falsely accused, but for the people who do this shit, y'all deserve every. So I completely understand why it goes so bad so quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I just said, it's just fucked. It's fucked up for people who are falsely accused, because this is the type of energy you need if you really did this shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
So moving forward, you got anything to add, Drake?
No, I'm good.
Moving forward, I just was like, how I handle situations now. Well, I'm gladly I was handling the situation then. Is like, I was keeping conversations with Snoop the whole time. I got screenshots of all, like I said, all the invitations and the things to do. It just, I couldn't find anything in our conversations to combat actual and then when the Snoop did this, he got on three-way and asked, and I was like, nah, that ain't what happened. Then I told him what happened. Turns out she was just afraid that Snoop was gonna judge her or look at her some type of way, because I really like Snoop. She just wanted me to kill too.
Yeah.
So she thought like, oh, this nigga gonna look at me some type of way, so let me save face.
It's fucked up.
See, I accidentally made sure I never fall victim to that. Because unless shorty, like, when I'm in that type of time and I'm like fucking with women, if an invitation to your crib come up and it's not expressly said we're having sex, I'm probably not gonna go.
No, that's in there too.
But I do that because I need to know what is gonna happen upon my arrival. Like, I want to know, like, I need to prepare myself. Like, I'm going to have sex, so I'm just going to chill and then go home.
Yeah.
So because I live my life like that, I always have proof of sex was expected. Not expected, wrong word. But sex was on the table before arriving there.
And that could still change. That could still change.
Oh no, that's
arrive.
every woman has a right to change her mind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It happened more often than not.
Facts. But I just was like, that's the situation I was in. Yo,
is there anything, like, looking back, is there anything why you was is there anything that why you was there, that from what you can remember, that you think may have been taken the wrong way or something? Like,
no, bro, it was all green light. Like, we knew it was coming. It was, the setup was different. It was like, yo, I have a specific window of opportunity to come so we could do this. Like, these was the conversations that we're having in text and phones.
I got you.
But that's another reason why I went straight text only.
Right.
Because I need this.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? But at that time I was hybrid. I was like on the phone or texting. Like, even if now, like, if I have a conversation, I'm gonna follow up that conversation via text because I need that evidence.
Right. I got you.
Because again, it's not that I know I didn't do it. Everybody know I didn't do it, right? But that's not it. It's just like, had this been a real situation where I had to go before the court of law, I have no way to prove that this didn't happen. Other than
That's crazy because this remind me of the Chris Brown shit.
what you mean?
The recent Chris Brown shit where Shorty said he did whatever, and then he had like voice notes and all types of shit.
Right.
Cause he
Like,
he's not new to this.
people were killing, but I don't think it don't matter what he did prior. Because even if he didn't do anything prior, people would have been killing him the same way.
The
Regardless,
same way, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the stain, once
Because
the
of the
stain's on the
accusation.
name,
Yeah.
they gonna treat you that way. And going forward, like I said, this is my thing now. I always move a little more cautious.
Yo, bro, get like some of these professional niggas. Sign consent forms.
Yeah, like I sign a
It
consent.
sound crazy.
At this day, at where we at in our life, is crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I know why, but what I'm saying is, nigga, draft up a consent.
But yeah, that's just something that I was like thinking. Yo,
You
this
sign an issue, last 4 years social, right here.
Hey, real quick, how soon do you got to tell your girl about your side baby?
Do you want to keep your girl?
Yeah,
Immediately.
Nah, no.
I think so.
Look, here's the problem with that. Let me tell you from experience. You can't tell her immediately, because if you tell her like Shorty just got pregnant, that now gives her thoughts that this can still be terminated. So she can feel like, yo, y'all gotta now team up together. Mind you, you already know based on what this Shorty said, she's keeping this kid no matter what.
Right.
But your girl don't know that.
So,
There's still hope that might, like, you cheated, that's on the board. We know that.
right.
But there's hope that don't have to be a baby. You can't tell her too late because you can't just come with a 2-year-old. It's hard to explain that. I say,
What if it's your wife? Like, do y'all feel like that's a conversation your wife should be a part of, though?
well, conversation.
The whole baby thing.
Like if you had a baby on your wife.
Like if you having a baby on your wife, if the baby is on the way or whatever, or if it's in the early stages, do you think that's a conversation that your wife should be a part of?
All right, now that you said wife, you gotta tell your wife immediately.
All right, so that's why I be coming.
You
I'm
have
coming
to
from
tell
the
your
wife
wife
point.
immediately.
I'm coming from the wife stand. If it's your wife, you gotta
You have to tell your wife immediately. Because the reason why is different, because your girl is different. If she up and leave, that don't affect you. What you can't do with your, like, the earlier you tell your wife, the more time you got to try and fix and make up for the situation.
Yeah.
To try and get her to stay. The more time you, because what I realized with my other friends when it come to wives, they really factor in how long you didn't tell them this thing as times you were lying. Like every day you was just lying to them.
Living a fake
Like
life.
I've had my friend do some shit and then he ain't tell his wife till like 6 months later, and every time they got into an argument, for 6 months you lied to my face.
Damn.
Like, so your only redeeming quality is to tell her, like, yo, look, I fucked up, I made a mistake, this is the situation we're in now. What you never want to happen is that shit that happened on Love and Hip Hop, where the bitch just showed up and told everybody that you had a baby with her.
Exactly.
Also, that baby was 2 years old, so like I said, popping up with a 2-year-old is a problem.
crazy.
What if, with your logic just now, you tell her about the baby, so keeping the actual act of adultery before the baby comes, keep that to a secret still.
Wait, what do you mean?
What?
The actual night y'all had sex.
Oh, you say
Keep
you
that a
had
secret
sex?
still.
Keep that a secret. Well, it's not a secret no more once you come with
You know
the
what I'm
baby.
saying? Before the baby come.
Yeah, if
Tell
yeah.
the baby, tell the girl, tell your wife when the baby is confirmed.
You
Yeah.
shouldn't cheat on your wife. Let's
At
start
all.
there. You shouldn't cheat on your wife.
I'm asking.
No.
But if you did,
As long as she
And
not
if
pregnant.
there's no repercussions, I don't know if you want to risk your marriage.
Yeah, there's no need for you to have that conversation.
For a baby, you thinking at what? A month? A month from the time? A couple weeks from the time?
Like to find out.
Yeah.
Around 2 months, around 6 weeks to 8 months.
People
6 to 8
usually
weeks.
find out 6 to 8 weeks, right?
Yeah.
So I've been lying to your face for 8 weeks. It still is bad. Still sounds bad.
Yeah, but they don't. Once the baby come, the cheating is minor.
Yeah.
Once that's the bigger problem.
I told you before, cheating really ain't like
Bad.
that big of a deal. Like you can get past that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Since you said that, what happens if you're married and your wife come at you pregnant with by somebody else? So now, not only did she cheat, she got this. Well,
Oh no, I'm out. A kid, I'm out.
I mean,
If you come with a kid,
I'm out. Want me to be honest?
yeah.
I'm not gonna 100% say I'm out. What I'm 100% saying is I don't give a fuck what the courts say. We getting an abortion. That's happening. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
She ain't got a choice.
Bro, we could go to DR for all I give a fuck.
No, I mean she ain't got a choice, and she wanted to keep it.
I don't give a fuck what. I don't care if I ain't make up my mind if I'm staying with you. This kid ain't gonna be here. I'm sorry. Cause what I can promise you is that if this kid come, I'm definitely not gonna be here.
This is crazy.
That's wrong.
Nah, we gotta hear how this shit sound.
There's a lot going on right now,
Bro, if that kid come out of you,
I'm asking you. Let me help you.
I promise you,
Let me help you clear
I'm
it
not
up.
gonna be here.
Great. If she says, I still want this kid,
Then you can have it by yourself with him.
great.
Yeah.
Great. It sounded like you was going to force the abortion.
What I'm saying is there's no option. There's no option of you keeping this kid and me still being with you.
Okay.
You getting rid of the kid, we might be able to salvage this. I don't know. I can't call that.
Jeez.
That's a wild gamble.
No, it's not even a gamble. It's just,
That's a wild
bro.
gamble. I don't know if we can fix this, but we got to start with you getting rid of the kid.
Because who I am today, I don't think cheating is the worst thing someone can do.
Absolutely.
Right.
So we might be able to get past the cheating. That's why I'm saying, Mike. I don't know. You never know, because then it gets beyond cheating. How long you been doing this? Like, how close are you to this nigga that you was like? You know what I'm saying? Like, all of those things come into play
Before or after the abortion?
before.
Oh,
But
okay.
my problem is not my problem. But my point is, if that baby passes through your legs, I'm not going to be here for sure. So if you 100% don't want to be with me, cool, I'm out. Keep the kid.
Got it.
But if this is something you want to at least try to fix, that can't happen. I would love to hear y'all perspectives and then stop just leaving me out here talking, because y'all just left me here.
I told you, if there's a baby, I'm out.
Hey, look, man. If Shorty comes with a baby, I'm out too.
Yeah, I can't get.
You and that nigga have a nice life.
Another question now. Your wife cheated. Let's say it was like a couple years. Like, let's say y'all been together 5 years. You find out she cheated 3 years ago and got pregnant and got rid of it. But you just found out.
God damn.
What do you do? Like, do you think you would stay? Or do you think y'all could fix that? Not even would you stay. Do you think that can be repaired?
I think that could be fixed. Ain't no baby here.
That's the same thing I was saying. The baby is the problem.
Ain't no baby here. We can fix that. I think telling a actively pregnant person, yo, if that baby comes, I'm out. You do with that information what you will.
That's crazy.
I feel like that's fair. I feel like that's fair.
That is crazy.
My last thing, real quick. We all come from the environment where snitching is not cool, right?
Right.
I'm never in a position where I'll ever promote snitching.
Right.
When is snitching okay, though?
Time out before we start this.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
define snitching. I want to be very clear on
Oh,
this.
let me run that. for me, if you're living in a street life, if you're running in the street life, telling the whereabouts or actions or something of another person, is snitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a civilian and you don't have any ties with the streets, you're just living your blue collar life.
Nah, I'm not going with. I'm go ahead. I'm not jacking that.
If you just a civilian and you don't have no ties, you just told what happened. That's me.
I disagree with the street part because I feel like using the original story. If there's a guy we know for a fact in the hood raped a shorty, I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you tell the cops on that nigga.
Would you tell the cops on that nigga?
Probably. I beat the shit out of him first. Mm-hmm. But he has to get off the shit. Cause my thing is beating the shit out of him don't mean nothing if he gonna just go do this shit to someone else in another hood.
You're not learning your lesson.
All right.
It ain't about learning lessons. I just don't want this nigga free to do this shit to someone else.
But would you tell the cops?
I might. I don't know. Like, my first reaction is gonna be to hurt this dude. My second initial reaction is get this motherfucker off the streets. Because again, as a nigga who been in the streets and a nigga who hasn't at different times in my life, I have to think about the fact that sometimes street justice, as good as it feel in the moment, does it really get these motherfuckers off the street? Does this stop this situation from happening again? Like, I would feel more like shit to know we beat the shit out of a nigga who we knew raped his shorty, and then he went to another town, another city, and raped another chick. I would feel like that's on me.
Yeah, but earlier you said that you feel like jail don't do nothing.
Yeah, but I also said niggas who do heinous crimes like that deserve that treatment.
You deserve that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about reforming you. You need to be away from everybody. If you happen to get reformed and change while you inside, cool, great. I'm happy for you. But you need to be put away where you can't hurt people.
Yeah. I felt like in that situation, like, I would tell, honestly, because I felt like, number one, I felt like raping, that's like far away from the street shit from me. Like, it doesn't really fall into that category, but I also feel like as you get older and you're still involved in the street life and stuff like that, your mind starts to evolve, and you gotta like start thinking a little bit differently and a little bit smarter. Like, it's people like those that are out on the street that are like destroying the community.
I hear that.
And like that's just certain things I just don't stand for, and that's definitely one of them.
And also, I'm a hypocrite because I know motherfuckers who murdered other motherfuckers, which in some circles is way worse than raping.
Right.
And I ain't gonna say shit.
Right. Yeah.
But also, when it come to murder and all that other stuff, I don't really I look at that very different because I always hate when people just get mad at the person who committed the act, and I'm like, y'all always forget that a lot of this stuff didn't just happen out of nowhere. I'm not saying no one was right. What I'm saying is you don't know what that person could have done to put that person in that headspace to go, when I see you, your life is meaningless to me.
My thing, I'm different. I stand on, I'm not telling police shit, but I'm not knocking you if you do.
But outside of that, for me, snitching is if you doing a crime, if you involved in some shit, you can't be involved on shit and then tell on everybody else.
Right. Boom.
To get your shit off.
Stay right there. We know what's going on with the Rico shit with the YSL niggas, right? Young Thug.
Yeah.
We know what's going on with the Casanova shit. Free everybody. Especially Cash, Brooklyn. My question is, right? If Young Thug, Gunna, and let's say one other person are the primary breadwinners, would it behoove someone else that's in it to just take the charge?
Rap? Yes.
Yeah.
Every time a rapper or somebody, like a whole group like that, get knocked, I always wonder why these conversations aren't had. I never see it.
Right.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
Back when Wayne got locked up in New York for the gun,
Tez tried.
With mad motherfuckers.
He tried.
Okay, because my whole thing is, I would have just ate that because at the end of the day, I know I'm gonna be
Cortez?
good.
Yeah.
His manager was Cortez,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I think that-
He tried. And the hip hop police was out for Wayne, and that blocked that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
okay.
fine with that. And maybe in this scenario, the Georgia DA probably would block some shit like that.
They probably is because they want to make an example with him.
Yeah.
But I was looking into the Central Park 5 case again the other day, randomly. And all of those confessions obviously was doctored. But what if I could just go in and say I did all that shit, give it to me, or a group of us? Shouldn't that relieve the burden on the rest of them niggas?
In a RICO case, no.
Yeah, no.
Because even if you put all of that as you and you make yourself the head, they still gonna get charged for conspiracy for being involved.
Right.
But what if you say in your confession they had no involvement?
Yeah, but if the DA can prove they did to some degree, then that's irrelevant.
I was just the same thing you did though. I was wondering like why nobody ain't.
What
Why
my
these
biggest
conversations not happening?
well, since we here, let me ask y'all. What are your thoughts on the people using lyrics in court?
I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it neither, but
It's just art. It's just art.
I'm in the middle on this.
Yeah.
I'm really in the middle because I feel like here's how I feel. If I said some shit if I vaguely say a story,
Damn.
don't just tie me to that story, right? For my life, you know what I'm saying? In real life.
True.
But if I literally detail a crime you're actively looking at and I go, yeah, on this block, I shot that nigga. 4 shots. Like all the key details of a case and I lay it out for you, I'm not mad at the cops at that point.
yeah, I'm not
You
mad
did
if
their job for them.
I'm
Hold
not
on.
mad if you willingly just self-snitching.
Hold on. If I detail it and all of that shit gave you the roadmap right to me, prove it without this. Because I could then say it's still art.
You could say that, but nigga, we have the proof.
No. Prove that I did it without this.
No.
That's their job.
No, you did my job.
No,
you
that's
did
what they're
my
fighting now. That's why they got that thrown out. Prove that I did
Well, they
this
didn't get thrown out, but I get what you're saying.
without
Yeah, no, I get what you're
using
saying,
my
too.
song. Prove it.
Nah.
Yeah, it don't work
I
like
honestly
that.
feel like I don't have to. I feel like you should. Because my thing is, if I say, yo,
Damn.
Yo, I'm going through it, son.
yo,
Yeah, you too.
if I say, yo, me and my dudes, we shoot dudes, da da da. Like I say a bunch of vague shit. That's fine. I'm not saying nigga don't talk about real life, your real life. What I'm saying is I've literally seen certain niggas, and especially these Chicago drill niggas, have lyrics detailing times, places, and people in active murders. If the cops would have come and go, yo, we picking you up, bro. You literally on this new song told us about the nigga that died last week that we are looking for.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at the cops at that point, bro.
at all.
I feel like people gotta get like the government has to prove their shit. I 100% agree. All lyrics shouldn't be used in court. I 100% agree. But as the community, we gotta take some onus and tell them motherfuckers, y'all are stupid.
Exactly.
Like I'm not gonna put 100% of the blame on them.
I agree with that. But on the court side, I gotta prove that.
Yeah.
That sounds like another one for me though.
All right, man.
Oh shit.
We want to hear from y'all.
God damn.
Not this week though. Niggas are sick and tired. But we want to hear from y'all. We want to get y'all views. We want to get y'all opinions. Hit us up at sohitsthing.pod on Instagram, SHCT pod on Facebook and Twitter. And Dre gonna tell y'all some other shit right now.
Yo, check out the video footage on YouTube. Subscribe, like that. Join our So Here's the Thing podcast. If that's not your thing, you in the office, bored, we available on all audio platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, all that. So here's the thing.
Hey, as always, remember one man's I'm not ready is another man's I see why. It's your boy Stizzy.
Steeler.
So here's the thing at yahoo.com is too. We out.